Beloved brothers and sisters, I'm Geeia Ariati. I am the oracle for the 144. I am of sound heart and sound mind, and I am tuning in to give you a little bit of a preparation transmission, to give a little bit of an insight of what to bring your awareness into in the coming days. So we have the Lionsgate portal on the 8th of the 8th around the world, depending on where you are. That portal begins at a point of coming into the 7th. So it does start, the energy starts to move, it starts to become very present in the awareness. And the lead up to that requires some awareness pending your current state of being. However, as a collective, we can all focus on what is the most vibrationally aligned for the earth and for us as individuals, as we are all journeying and alchemizing together. So if you are joining in, just taking a couple of deep breaths with me as you're joining in. I'm not going to take some deep breaths because I have already done them, but taking some deep breaths on my cue, as in now, and allowing yourself to come into some mind heart coherence and in the receptivity of this information. I want this live to be super quick, yet very poignant. And so there's a couple of points. There's 5 specific points that are coming to the awareness in preparations for this portal, and why it is important to meet these points within yourself so that you can have the most easeful and graceful transition into the new energetic signature and the new vibration that is being provided. You are about to move through what is the completion of a macro cycle. So each individual is completing their own macro cycle. So a macro cycle could be that you are completing the identity of your victim mentality. A macro cycle could be that you complete a pattern of relationship that has continued to play out. A macro cycle could be that you're completing the disconnection from your power, the core fragmentation level. A macro cycle could also be something from a past life, or it could be even a galactic wound, or something from the beginning of the Earth's creation. So each macro cycle will be different for each person, pending where they are at their level of awareness. And so, if you are still very much in your human awareness and have yet to open up to different layers of consciousness, that's how you'll see your macro cycle. Your macro cycle may be the unworthiness wound, and that's what you're journeying, or it could be around trust. It depends on what the theme is, but each and every individual is completing a macro cycle that has caused a massive fragmentation to the authentic self, or to the sovereign being recognized, realized, and brought forth. Now, some individuals are going through a massive macro cycle from the beginning of the earth, and so some of these are the bringers of change. They are going right back to the origins of the universal consciousness and completing that. Some are going back as far as the point of creation from source. Some are going into their unity consciousness split. So that's where the angelic being went from the angelic realms into a different point where there is some form of duality or separation from union. And that is all individual. So what I would encourage you to do in preparation for this portal is, what is the macro cycle that I'm completing? What is it that has been playing out in all these different layers that has been a theme for me over the last 3 to 6 months? What is it that I keep traversing different layers and I'm like, oh my gosh, is this ever going to end? That is this, like, I'm here and it looks different over here, and sometimes I think it's this over here, but you're journeying what you would call the mini cycles that create the big cycle, right? So it's like you're journeying the layers to get to the core of that core expression of consciousness that is causing a separation point within you. So in this moment, just sit with the theme of what your macro cycle is. Now, that might be a word, or it might be an archetype, it might be a pattern of behavior, and make a note of that. Make a note of this specific cycle that you're playing out. And if you're struggling to have it, some of you are very in tune and very intuitive, and all it takes is me to say, "What is the theme?" and you'll go, "Oh, that's what it is." Some of you may need to sit in meditation, come right into your heart space, allow yourself to connect into your inner being and go, what is the macro cycle? Can you show me? And ask for it to come through from there. Um, so that is the first thing, is be aware of what is this macro cycle you're completing. So you're going into these closing days very intentionally. Now, the second thing to do is to recognize why you've kept it, why you've held on to this. All right. So and we're not looking at it from, we often look at these things as a way they have limited us and something that we don't like about them. And we push them wrong, and there's a wrongness, and I need to fix this. And a narrative of the mind that comes up in that way of dissecting it and really trying to problem solve whatever the piece is. We don't realize, because we're not taught often to look at both poles of, this is negatively affecting me over and over and over. Maybe it's rising into my power, right? Or creating. I can't create for my business. I can't get clear. I can't move forward. I'm stuck, right? That might be the theme. And that negatively impacts me because I feel unworthy. I don't have enough financial abundance. I don't have clients. I don't feel fulfilled in my life or my purpose. And that is there, but we don't often go, all right, so this is the second step is, why do I keep it there? How is it serving me? Not from serving though, right? Because we go, oh, well, it's serving me to see this aspect of myself, or it's serving me to learn how to experience this part of consciousness. What I want you to look at is, how has it actually been very purposeful and intentional for your mission, for your human experience, for your learnings, in a way of an initiation, right? An initiation is gifting you something. It's like it's actually providing such an amazing gift, and it's there to provide an offering. It's the gem. What is the real gem? Where is it that you're self-sacrificing yourself, or you've got all these distorted lens because of this perfect piece? There's nothing wrong with it at all. It's actually amazing, but you're looking at it from the wrongness lens. So I want you to look at, where is this providing you something like purposeful? I want you to see it very differently. Where is it being very purposeful and very intentional, right? So you're not just living from unconscious. You've pre-planned your path. You have very intentionally paved your path here. You are being guided by higher aspects of the divine plan, way more than your conscious mind will ever be able to make sense of. And so it is on purpose that you are meeting this resistance, this pain point. This pain point is very purposeful. So what is that? So that's your second step, is to look at, what is the purpose? Why is this so important for me that I can't seem to overcome this macro cycle? Why is it so important? Now, the third part of your preparation for this is to look at the instability of your nervous system, the instability of your thought forms, and the instability of your energy. And where am I being fragmented, distracted, overstimulated, activated, triggered? In the next few days, it is really paramount to not just ground, but to stabilize, to really come into a place of peace and calm in your energy field, to allow yourself, if this person activates you, stay the fuck away from them, right? That's really as simple as I can make it. Is if this person's really activating, instead of going, I need to see this within myself and mirror myself and I need to deeply heal and da 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 da, forget that for now. Yes, there might be things there, but what I'm suggesting is you distance yourself from things that are activating, stimulating, that are aggravating. If you are overly sensory and you have problems with picking up a mobile phone because your brain goes into overdrive, put your mobile phone away for the next 4 days. Don't sit on YouTube and watch all of these stimulating videos. Just listen to what are the things that cause my nervous system to be way too high. Is it drinking coffee? Is it that I have too much noise and I need to reduce the noise in my environment? Whatever those pieces are, it's around reducing the stimulation. If you're someone who wants to always seek and you're looking for more and more information to feed your brain, silence. Put down the podcast, put down the music and the radio. Have some time where you balance and stabilize your being. So, nervous system, balancing, rest, bath, bathing, exercise, stretching, and not exercise if you're already overly stimulated and you're going to do some kind of exercise that's going to push you beyond your limits. Okay, so being very aware of what you're choosing, stabilizing, balancing, and taking back that oversensory activity, bringing it home, bringing it home, bringing it home. So that's the third preparation step. The fourth is to reduce your amount of, what is it? Mariandiana, Riakariandiana. I lost it. To reduce your amount of Maya Kiaria no Okoria Tatakariandiana. Okay. Reduce your amount of output or giving. So if you are someone that holds space a lot, if you are someone who is always there to give to others, if you are the person that's always supporting, if you're looking at your output energy. So the output energy, not just from the nervous system, this is different, right? It's like, where are you being a giver? Where are you self abandoning through the name of service? Anywhere that you're in a state of offering beyond your capacities, where is it that you're um, not recognizing the need to return your energy into yourself? Where are you self sacrificing? Where are you meeting yourself in a sense of self abandonment to keep some kind of agreement or to rationalize showing up for someone when it's really not your truth? So this aspect of where are you being your output, and you can simply look at this from your energy field of not just the fact that you're already overstimulated, that you're where is how much energy do you receive inwardly? Do you feel energy coming in from outside of you? Do you feel supported? Do you feel held? Do you feel seen? If you're not seeing these aspects, and these are themes for you, I'm not supported, there's no one around, I'm not seen for who I am, I'm not heard, I'm receiving projections, whatever that is. If you're giving to get love, if you're giving to be acknowledged, if you're giving, whatever your giving aspect is, slow down the giving and bring that energy into the self. So the reason that this is so important at the now is that there is some very key awarenesses that are wanting to come forth in the collective. But if you're focused on giving outwardly, you're going to miss them. And so bringing and calling your energy inward, not just that I'm going to connect with myself, but calling the energy inward. So that means I'm going to receive from all layers of the universe. I'm going to receive from source around, going into receptivity, not being, not stillness, but receptivity. I am going into receptivity. I'm going to receive the information that I need. I'm going to call my energy home so that I have the information that is being guided to come into the center of that which I need to receive. I need to give to myself. I need this for my next steps through this phase. Because this point of information is the keys to some of the things that you're missing because you're distracted outside of yourself energetically, that you can't actually receive the message. You can't receive the key awareness because the key awareness to your completion cycle means that you need to sit in receptivity. And and the fifth is around the activation of the throat chakra. So, if you haven't already been aware, we've been in the throat chakra for quite a little bit of time. And we have been alchemizing the throat and going into the third eye as a collective whole. We have these stages of different chakras that we move through and we activate and we clear and we purify. And it doesn't matter what part of awareness you're at, it doesn't matter how highly evolved you are, you're still seeing yourself through the I am of a different lens all the time. That's deepening, growing, or you're becoming more aware of what the I am is from a different perspective. So at the moment, we are in a group throat chakra aspect. So being aware of your throat restrictions, how do they intertwine and interweave with your communication in regards to the theme? So going back to point one was what is the theme and the macro cycle you're completing? And then coming to 5 of where in my throat chakra is preventing me from closing this out? Where in my throat chakra is what is the communication issue? What is the expression of sound? What is the song? What is the aspect of my voice? What is it about being heard for my speaking of truth in those layers that is affecting me from being able to complete out this macro cycle? And then where can I use my voice to claim it? Where can I use my voice and my throat chakra to bring it into fruition? Where can I use my throat chakra to actually embody that which I know would help to reconcile that? What do I need to be? What is it that I need to vocalize through a declaration or through a statement of the word so that what I'm seeing and becoming aware of starts to reconcile itself and complete itself? So, using your throat chakra with intention, using your word with very, very, very strong intention. And that may be through the conscious choice. Through the conscious choice is I no longer choose to live this cycle out any longer, that I choose to step out of this into a new reality that is aligned with my God source essence. And so be it. Now, you could write a whole letter if you like, and you can then vocalize it, say it out loud, and make that intention a truth and a reality into your experience. And that is going to align your outside experience to that energy and that vibration. So, how can you use your throat as a tool to close this out? How can you use your voice and your word with intention to create a new story through this expression of the word? So, those are the preparation points in regards to the Lionsgate portal. The Lionsgate portal for each and every one will close out, and you will step into a new sense of reality over the next month after the Lionsgate portal, knowing that the closing will take different times for different people, but the closing point will be officially on the 11th of the 8th, whatever that is. So there will be things alchemizing out after the 8/8 portal, and a new point of creation comes in on the 11th of the 8th. So there is a time of in between worlds. It's very important to not just close out what you're completing and being aware of that macro cycle, but what are you stepping into? Because you can get lost between these points of creation and you can lose your footing, which will destabilize your nervous system and allow for that instability. And that can be very uncomfortable in a new frequency. You can feel like you're having an identity crisis or you don't know who you are, and many different things. So, when you are moving through this phase, please be aware of what you're closing, where you're going, and staying as grounded and stabilized as possible. Um, Knowing that this is really a truly powerful cycle. This is being prophesized. This is a part of history. This is a massive um, transformation, and there is many beings that are stepping into a new sense of self from this point forward, and we are going to experience some very beautiful magical things. So if you're tired and if it feels like it's been really hard and you're almost giving up and all of those other things, it won't last forever. They never do, right? It's a preparation point. You're leading up to something that's very powerful. If you're kind of like having a bit of a tantrum about it, let's get really realistic. This is why you came here, right? This is a pivotal point in history. You're creating history. Let's just come on, put on our big boots and our armor and our excitement of source, because it's not going to be like this forever. And when it's over, you'll be able to recharge and relax, but staying focused on what's important for you moving through this next point of time. I love you. Thank you for receiving. If you feel called to join my transmission that has been called forth through me, I am calling 108 souls to the Lionsgate portal transmission for the tipping point of consciousness. This is very specifically about anchoring in the Christ consciousness into the Christos earth grids and to bring through a level of a union and a Christos timeline, and to allow for this consciousness to be provided in the collective light body as an opportunity using the pathways and the gateways of different pillars around the earth. It's very intentionally done that these individual souls will be at different juncture points where they can connect to the earth grids, and we can bring this energy in together and allow for it to solidify. So if you're already working in that energy of Christos and you have been anointed and you have experienced it, it can be the perfect opportunity for you to anchor it and solidify it into your being. If it is something that you know you are here to be embodied with or to activate within yourself, and you know that you're a Christ bearer, then please listen to your soul and your spirit and your readiness to jump on that call. I do have spaces, and the cutoff will be at exactly 108 individuals. So if that resonates and you're wanting to do that, please visit my link tree. You'll find information on that. And I look forward to seeing how this all unfolds. I love you.